In light of the fact that the talks aimed at resolving the dispute over the planned new junior cycle have collapsed after the Teachers' Union rejected a compromise offer from the Minister, I feel it's appropriate to reconsider the whole issue of the junior cert reform. We've already seen a major change in policy from this Minister, Laska. Her predecessor wanted to abolish the junior cert in its entirety, whereas she suggested a course where the state exam at the end of the third year would go towards 60% of junior cycle marks. The remaining 40% marks would be awarded for project or portfolio work during second and third year, and the 40% element of the course is based on a form of continuous assessment. Now, most teachers remain opposed to evaluating continuous assessment and project work of their own students, as is currently envisaged by the Minister. I think the point here is that we should bear in mind that teachers already assess their students all the time, mid-term tests and so on, in preparation for the more objective state examination. But there is a feeling among teachers that I've spoken to that the plans to have them correct project work are really about cost-cutting considerations, and I agree with that. And I think that we cannot risk the integrity of the state examination system based solely on cost considerations. I think the reasonable middle ground, Laska, which ought to be considered, is that project or portfolio work making 40% of the junior cert marks should be graded by external examiners rather than classroom teachers, in the necessary interests of anonymity and fairness. And as far as possible, that should involve an element of oral examination, I believe. The outstanding advantage of our state examination system, although it has many flaws, is the absolute anonymity that is afforded to students, who can rest assured that their work will be graded based solely on its merit. And I agree with what Senator Crockwell said earlier about the importance of vocational education. That is in no way in dispute in anything that I'm proposing. But the simple fact is that continuous assessment and anonymity are not mutually exclusive concepts. We can recognise the value of limited continuous assessment in the junior cycle, while also retaining the anonymity which really does benefit students. And we owe this to teachers in conclusion, Laska, because otherwise they will be put under enormous pressure by parents and students. And we owe it to students, who ought to be able to be confident that their work is marked objectively and based only on its merits.
Finally, Senator Walsh.